How's everybody doing this morning? Hope you're having a great morning here. This is the third time I'm trying to do this video. The previous two times that I've done it, I had the microphone sitting here and the seatbelt was rubbing against it, and then I think I did the same thing the next time. So I'm going to edit the videos and I hear all this like muffly scratching, so I just couldn't put out the video. Like I couldn't do that to you. I feel like this is good info and I don't want you to have to struggle through listening to it. So today's video, I'm going to talk about the next spec home that we're going to be building and how we're kind of changing things up a little bit because of the higher prices with home building and how that's affecting us. So we want to keep our price point for this spec home under $550,000, and that's a good price point for our neighborhood. The model home that we're in now that we actually did sell, we sold our model home. We're renting it back from the buyers until our new one is done, which is a great scenario. But we sold that home for $560,000, and to date, that's the highest priced model home that we have built and sold in the neighborhood. And to be fair, every year the building costs go up. I know this year it's been even more extraordinary than, well, I don't know if extraordinary is the right word, but it's been more astronomical than in past years. But what happens is the building price goes up every year. So every year that we build a spec, model homes, those prices increase as well. So the one thing though we did have some concern about with selling this current model for $560,000 was that it may not appraise out, because there aren't other homes in the neighborhood that have sold for that amount. There have been ones that have been kind of close to that, 530s, 545 was the highest. So there was definitely a chance that it didn't appraise out. Now, that being said, and this is a little bit of a tip. So when you're building your spec home, and no matter at what point you get an accepted offer, if you've got somebody that you're talking to that's interested in the home, whether it's a buyer or a realtor, you need to let them know right off the bat. I wanted to just jump in real quick here and trying to promote this. So I've got a membership site that I'm putting together, going to be launching it in the next few days here. It's really going to be cool. So I can't do my one-on-one consulting that I've been doing for $100 a month. I just don't have the time to do that anymore. I'm kind of maxed out with the amount of clients that I have. So this membership site is going to be the next best thing, and maybe even better. There's going to be a community feature. So everybody in the membership, different builders, different people in different steps along their journey are going to be able to talk with one another, share wins with each other, have questions. I'll of course be in there too, asking questions. I'll be doing live Q&As, answering questions live. I'm going to be, posting weekly content in there. I'll have a little library of videos that's going to get built up that are different from the ones that you're seeing here on YouTube. I think it's going to be really, really cool. I'm thinking it's going to be $75 a month. Send me an email if you are interested. I'll put my email in the description below. Thank you. This is a new construction build. If I'm building a house for you from scratch, I'm giving you a price. You're going to get the construction loan. The price is the price. There's no negotiating with that. And it's the same thing with the spec home here. So you need to let the client know that, the price is the price. And even if it doesn't appraise out, because that is a realistic possibility. You see, if you let them know about this in the beginning, it's not just news to them and, oh, what should we do? Are we going to be overpaying? You've already kind of, broken them in a little bit for something like this to happen. So if you let them know that there's a possibility it will not appraise out because building costs are really high right now, and this is a 2021 model home that we're building right now, so all of my building expenses are reflective of prices for 2021, whereas the guy down the road that just sold his a few months ago, he built his in 2020. So that's why there's going to be a price difference there. So just know, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, that this home may not appraise out, but we're not going to renegotiate on the price. That's the most important thing. We're not going to renegotiate on the price. Now, most cases, the people that are buying new construction homes, especially, in certain price points, they're putting a good enough chunk of money down to where that's not going to matter. If they're putting 20% down, and the house appraises out for $10, $15, even I guess $20,000 less than what the sales price is, they should be able to cover that. And they'll need to cover that. So it's just something that you'll want to let, potential buyers know. So moving on. So again, we wanted to kind of change things up a little bit and keep our price point below $550 because we had just sold the one for $560. And it's not that we're afraid that if we build something like that again, it's not going to sell. It's just, we would rather be a little more conservative than not. I mean, it's just, I think, best to be a little bit safer than not. So we said to ourselves, well, what can we do to build something at a lower price point? We can build a 2-story home. So another tidbit here, you may or may not know that a 2-story home, a traditional 2-story home, is less per square foot to build. It's more cost efficient to build than a ranch home is, or than a 1.5-story style home is. Now, a lot of people get mixed up with a 2-story and a 1.5-story because a 1.5-story is still 2 stories, and typically it has the master bedroom on the first floor, but it has a couple of bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms upstairs. And because the first floor is bigger than the second floor, if there's only 2 bedrooms upstairs and the rest of the house is on the first floor, you've got that 2-bedroom area kind of sitting over here on top of the kitchen eating area. And so then everything else in the great room and other areas of the house, a lot of times the great room will have 2-story ceilings and maybe a 2-story foyer, higher ceilings in other areas. And that, of course, equates to a higher build cost. So a traditional 2-story is going to be the most efficient house to build, the most cost efficient house to build. A traditional 2-story has 1,200 square feet on the first floor, 1,200 square feet on the second floor. The second floor sits evenly on top of the first floor, so it's basically using all of those exterior walls to support itself for the most part. But because of that, I've got a roof that's only this big, as opposed to, the 1.5-story or the ranch, where I've got a roof that's this big. So the traditional 2-story roof this big, foundation's this big, so it's just, less foundation, less roof. It's more cost efficient to build that way. So that's what we're going to build. And we know the 2 stories in our market sell good. And this is the first time that we're ever building a 2-story for a spec or model home. We've done customer builds that are 2 stories and 1.5-stories, but 99% of the homes that we build are ranches. So we're stepping outside of the box a little bit, but we feel that there's going to be 2 benefits from it. Number one is that we're going to be able to keep that home at a price point where we know it's just going to fly off the shelf. And number 2, it's going to open up our group of people that we appeal to, because there are a lot of people out there that before they even go talk to a builder, they already know they're going to be building a 2-story. They grew up in a 2-story. That's just what they're familiar with. That's what they want. They've got 3 kids, so they want 4 bedrooms, master bedroom, 3 bedrooms upstairs, the living space downstairs. They're younger, so they're fine with doing the stairs. So there's a whole demographic of people that are just looking for a 2-story. So now that we're building something like that we're going to show that off as a model while it's for sale and even after it's done. Well, now that's going to open us up to a new demographic of people, and it's going to show our versatility. So there's going to be 2 positive effects there. So I guess I just wanted to kind of throw out those couple of things with the appraisal and making sure that you confront that just like any other problem in life. If you deal with it before it happens, or if you kind of throw a little something out there, throw the seed out there before something happens, and not that it's going to happen, but if it does, it's just easier to combat. And then number 2, the fact that the traditional 2-story is the most cost efficient type of home to build, and that we're going to be trying that and thinking outside of the box a little bit. Just wanted to convey those few things. So I hope you're having a great morning. You're going to have a great week. Take care and God bless.